Alrighty, man, this is fun. This is going to be really, really cool. Really cool. Because joining us today is a very, very gifted and talented sports person. He's an athlete, he's a rugby player, but he's just an all-round really cool cat. Really cool cat, who is a current village athlete, and that's what this is all about, right? Talking about, let's rattle off a few things off a CV. Auckland, Moana Pacifica, and I really want to touch on this one. Manu Samoa International. That sounds pretty special. He's carving his own path in the game and he's turning heads while he's doing it. Welcome, Niko Jones.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's pretty too.
He's a good looking man.
He's pretty, guys. Right?
Well, you know, it's too late now because he's married, but he's a very handsome man. Welcome, Nico.
Nah, thank you for having me.
Our pleasure to have you, bro. I'll tell you what, this chat is gonna hit really hard.
So when you don't look at me in the eyes like that when you say that.
I was gonna say
I'm married too.
I don't know what I did there. I'm talking about the tackling. It's gonna hit hard. Anyway. All right, Nico. Nigel and I were talking about you before we sat here at the table, and Nigel brought up a really, really cool thing around the international window or the international jersey. I'll let you take it, bro, because I think it's really cool.
It's so debut, bro, right? Made your debut recently for Samoa.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And I've been involved with some teams, Samoan teams in the past where there's always new guys coming in, right? So you always people making their debuts and what have you. I just wanted to ask you, right from the get-go, your first camp, during the week you do promos and that sort of stuff, headshots, and they give you the gear. Well, you get all your polos and T-shirts and, all the people like Salah texting you to try and get your tracksuits and all this sort of stuff.
I will be up
then
this, bro.
But then for the headshots and the team photo, you actually have to put the jersey on. And from what I've seen and the teams that I've been involved with, when they put that jersey on for the first time during the week, when no one's around and it's just you and, the team, and you put it on, it hits different. Did you come across that when you sort of...
Did you feel... what did you feel
when you first put on that blue jersey and you didn't buy from the markets, it wasn't handed down to you. It was like the combination, like you've earned it and now you've sort of like, you're actually wearing it,
Take us through those emotions. What did you feel?
Yeah, couldn't really put it into words. Like, obviously we'll try here, but it was really special. Like, I grew up, man, my dad was a coach of the Manu when I was pretty much born until I was about 7. And growing up, I was, around that team a lot. So I have really fond memories of like being in the back of pickups with all these, big Manu boys and, like going to games, seeing the blue jersey. I never imagined that I would be playing for that team because I was like this, little Palangi boy. At the time, I loved soccer. Like, that was my thing.
Yeah. I
was the big Ronaldo fan, whatever. It wasn't even in my imagination that one day I'll be where these boys are, or one day I'll be, doing the Siva Kau like they were. But I had no doubt that my heart was for that team to win. I had always wanted Samoa to be, no matter who it is, or whenever Samoa plays, man, I need, I want Samoa to win. For growing up, like I said, I wasn't a massive rugby fan. I couldn't, if the All Blacks won or lost, whatever, it was just...
You didn't bother you?
Didn't really bother me, to be honest. Like,
okay.
Just because, I had, I like soccer.
But it's interesting, you say, you go back, the question was, when you put on that jersey, what did it mean to you? And you go back to being in a pickup truck with all the big island boys, eh? So you remember that, and that's what it reminds you of that connection with those other players who've actually gone before you. So special moment, really special moment.
Yeah, and you got a bit of like Nigel saying, you kind of can think about that at that time. When you just about to run on the field, of course you like have your moment, you might pray into your jersey, and it means a lot, but all your mind is so focused on the game. Like, it's a special moment, you put it on and then you're out to be ready.
Yeah.
But that one year, like, I put it on and I was like, could really know that this is that blue jersey. It obviously represents the country.
Yeah.
But my family, everything that's gone into it. It was a true blessing. after that kind of media time, we had like our first meetings, and they put a video on, and you see all the legends, and they did it really nicely, like all the great teams, but also snippets of the people on the island as well.
Yeah.
And it's it really sinks in that that's who you're representing. So
It's different, eh?
Yeah, no,
it's like family history.
Yeah.
And now you've actually been accepted into the family.
That's
You know?
awesome, mate.
Because like you're talking about it, like, and I know you were around it as a kid in the inner sanctum for a bit, through some of the stuff that your dad was involved in. But you've kind of like now been accepted as you're now in this special family.
We've spoken about, you know, us growing up. You know, we're about the same age. You're probably 2 years older.
Yeah.
than me, so, about having the sense of knowing who we were.
yeah.
You've been blessed with this opportunity to put on the Manu jersey, and they must be feel really special for you. Nigel's been around the tour boys as well, played himself. But growing up, you know, I've mentioned this to Nigel, I sort of felt a disconnect between who I was and my culture, between who I was and being Samoan. I actually pushed it away.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know what it was, and I felt a little bit embarrassed about it. I'm all over it now. It's who I am. You know, it's exactly who I am. But what about you? Did you ever felt that you belonged to your culture?
I think I might have had some times growing up where I would be a bit like question. I never pushed away being Samoan. Like I know for a fact when I was younger or growing up, I wish I was brown. Like I know, like I wish.
When
Like,
you say brown, what do you mean brown?
Brown skin.
Like darker, yeah.
Yeah.
You called yourself a Whalangi about 2 minutes ago.
yeah. No,
fair.
yeah. So even when I went to Manu, I said, you know, there's a lot of Afkasis in this room, which means like half caste. I don't even look like half caste, you know, because I've got fair. Yeah. I got light hair.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot of like, obviously they're probably darker than me, but boys are fair skin, but they have their their brown, you know, hair and all that stuff, which kind of might distinguish them a bit more half caste. But I don't even look like a half caste or Afkasi.
Yeah.
But that's like. If
Admit it to you?
anything, I just take it in stride. Like, if anything, sometimes I think it's a cool, like, no, it's just, it's what, that's me.
Yeah.
But I've never felt any less Samoan because of it. I know, like, anytime people ask me where I'm from and people will, like, be taken aback,
Yeah.
I always say, yeah, I'm Samoan. You know, you fill in your questionnaires or all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think, I just took Samoan ever since I was a kid. Even though I could probably tick one box New Zealand European, one box Samoan. But both my parents are Samoan. They're both Afakasi, but they're both Samoan and really brought up on their Samoan side.
Do you know where the fair stuff comes from?
Yeah. So
like you had to look back into it.
Yeah, so both of my parents are half caste. So my dad is half Samoan and half Kiwi, New Zealand European. His dad is a full Kiwi guy from Christchurch.
Down the line,
Then my mom, she's probably fair like me.
Yeah.
But both her parents are half caste. So they're half Samoan, half your European. So her dad is Swedish and
I can see that.
Her dad is half Swedish, half Samoan. Obviously with other mixes.
Yeah.
And then her mom is, you know, that's similar things. Some Swedish, Danish, German with the
but it's
Samoan.
good that you know that.
Yeah.
Because you have to stand for it.
No,
you know
no
what I mean? That
question.
you and you sort of take, like, you know, like you said, you shied away in those early days. I mean, I'm learning about that stuff because you're like, my mum's fair like you.
Yeah.
You know, but she's got like they got Mackenzie. They got the Mackenzie line, which I think is Scottish.
Yeah, it's cool
because you know, like Braveheart and stuff like that. You know, but she's fair like that too. You know, and you do get all over the islands and the Germans.
And I was probably doing it to hopefully like find every piece of Samoan I have. Not like just because I made Samoan, but when I was young because I wanted to be more and more Samoan because that's what I thought was the cool, like that was what I wanted to be.
That's really cool that you're able to walk into that because I know that there'll be a lot of young athletes who struggle with it, who actually look like you and me. You know,
people in general,
right? Yeah. Because my son, he's very fair. He's like you. Yeah. You know, my wife's Palangi, so he's got his, and he kind of grapples with it.
Yeah.
You know, so a little bit, and he's told me exactly some of the things that you've said. He was the widest in the run on side on the weekend, and he actually points it out to me. So It'd be really cool for you to, what you're saying for people who are sort of having a little bit of a tussle with their identity, to say, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And walk into it, right?
Yeah, you just, if anything, you just take it in stride. Like I think I said, a lot of times in a room or in a hall or in a church, like heaps of times I know, like I'll have a little giggle to myself. I'm like, man, I'm the only fair person in this whole hall. But I'm like, I'm on the same page as everyone else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if anyone thinking the same.
That's awesome that you carry that, bro, and you're able to hold your head high with that. It's really important.
Yeah, but and you like you're 25, right? So you've learned it early. Early enough, as you come through, and you're still learning along the way, which, some people may not learn till later, and then it sort of changes the way they live their life. You seen Blood In, Blood Out? Fuck off.
You fuckers looking forever.
No, but like, he knew he was Mexican. No, I'm not saying that, but it's like he embrace it, and now you can actually use it to help other people, right? And it's not just a sport thing.
Yeah.
This is like a life thing, for a lot of people, because you think about it, with everyone traveling all over the world, a lot more people now, and individuals, and even, in the sports space in league where I'm in, have multiple backgrounds and heritage, and it's like you don't have to choose one over the other. You can have all of them, and embrace and learn about yourself.
There's nothing wrong with mixed vegetables, bro. There's nothing
That's
wrong
right.
with that, bro. Something Nico's been, he's the one who said throughout this chat so far, my dad. And we haven't intentionally.
I don't want to talk about that.
This is true. I didn't
the same haircut
well.
for 40 years. Are you going to have that? That's the question for you. Are you keeping the same haircut for your whole career, like your dad did?
Well, let me get to it. Let me get to it first before we tease your dad. Your dad is Sir Michael Jones. That's who your father is. And as long as I've known him as well, I mean, I think his driver's license photo is the same as what he looks like now.
And you're laughing. They just changed the expiry date on it, eh? Oh, well, there you go, bro.
I mean,
break the models.
So, Michael Jones is your dad. What was it like growing up in the house? Like, all you know is what you know.
Yeah.
You don't know any different, right? So, can you take us back to those times growing up in your house?
No. In terms of like rugby player, I didn't probably know too much or ever realize how like influential or how good of a rugby player he was. I didn't see much.
He's all right.
I didn't see much footage. I knew people like thought he was pretty cool and like take a lot of photos of him. Obviously, I knew he was a rugby coach, but it took me a while to kind of realize, then I would see more clips or you would see top 10 lists or all these comments on whatever social media, and kind of realized here was how good he really was. But to me, like, he was just a great dad. Like, he was just obviously my dad, and he was an amazing dad. Like, I always say that, of course, he was a great rugby player, and I could focus so much on that side of things, but it would kind of, like, the main focus for me was just how good of a dad he was for me. And
Did he walk around as if he was
in his jersey all the time?
No, that's the thing. No, not at all. So, like, even me, going back, I probably could have been a kid to tell, like, my dad is Michael Jones, but I never felt to ever do that because I don't think he ever gave away that. So he never, like, presented himself as this famous person. So, like, looking back, I'm glad I wasn't that kid that told everyone who my dad was.
You want to be there, eat.
But no question. I probably only felt that because he, like I said, I wouldn't have known who he was and if it wasn't for other people.
You end up telling with other kids, you probably get fussy more.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of that. What's the worst advice he ever gave you?
Yeah, please.
No, because he's given us heaps, right? And he's in charge of another kids team at the moment.
He's giving me so much advice,
screaming at the
sometimes he thinks I'm listening to him, but I'll tell you now, I'm not listening to your dad. But what's one of the things
I just think I couldn't say any bad advice. I just know that, like, something he always says. He always says, like, at the end of a lot of things, he always say, it's the principle, son. Even though it might not even have to do with, he might go on this long spiel, and it could be on all different things, and you say, no, but it's the principle. And when he finishes with that, then I was like, oh, that's something I need to,
I'm not taking that on board.
Maybe when it gets a bit away from him, he'll just come back to that. It's the principle.
So you know, I mean, that's cool that Dad was just Dad, and that's how you know him as Dad. But did you feel the pressure as a, you know, I mean, obviously not when you're young. You captained the first 15 for St. Peter's. That's massive. And you win at Eden Park, right? Eden Park? Yeah, you win, right?
Win what?
So from the 1A competition. Yeah. So was that when, did you feel like, was there any pressure from Dad, or did you feel like, okay, now I'm here, I'm a captain of my first 15, which is hard enough to get into. We win the championship. When did it start to feel like, okay, something's happening here, or did it not even?
Yeah, no, that was probably when it would start, because coming up in rugby, I never was, I played soccer until I was maybe 11, and I just somehow moved to rugby, no pressure. I just ended up doing it. And I love rugby too, so I really enjoyed played as much as I could. I never really made rep teams, but, you know, any team I was in, I was never the star player. I didn't make, you know, first 15 until I didn't make it in year 11 or whatever. Like, you know, I wasn't that kid that was, this is Michael Jones' son, he's the next big thing.
Okay.
So wasn't until I was, probably that year 13, that things kind of just went my way. Like, I think I was always a pretty good player, but, you know, whatever happened, it just so happened, I probably just grew up into my body a bit more, whatever. I was confident and I had a good year. So it wasn't until I think we won, and then that's when I was like, oh, you know, it was cool because we won, but then that's when heaps of a lot of things about me being Michael's son came about. And I have no doubt it was a big deal that we won, because we hadn't won in a lot of years and we were in a big school. But obviously a lot of the media coverage for us winning was because, you know, my dad was my dad and I was the captain. And then, you know, there's posts about, this Michael Jones' son, this at Eden Park or whatever, he's the this and that. It came from that. So that's when I kind of started to realize it. But at the same time, like you're in year 13, everything went well. So it's all like I couldn't complain because we had won, and that's kind of like, you know, that your best rugby is with all your mates, and it was a pretty cool feeling too. So I can't like say that's all I cared about. It was awesome time, and from that I was able to, you know, make different teams and go on to play professionally from, you know, playing well there. So, but that's probably where it all kind of, you know, became more apparent that there's a bit more, there's a bit more pressure on me, or a bit more eyes on me. Definitely a bit more eyes, like
the spotlight's on you.
The spotlight is because of my dad. So whatever team I make next, or whenever I'm gonna play my next game, that's a factor.
Did you change after that?
Yeah.
You changed stuff?
Yeah.
Because you have to, I mean, last year was school.
Yeah.
You make the team, you guys end up killing it, winning everything. And then it's like, shucks, I got to do things different now.
Yeah.
Because now all these people are kind of like, spotlight's on you a bit more.
Yeah.
You know?
And was it a good thing for you? Or did you feel, hey man, I did enough. I did enough.
I just want to play soccer.
I did enough.
Yeah. No, I think, like, looking back, I probably wish I took it a bit more, like, I was kind of like a happy-go-lucky, like, it went well.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I got a professional contract, like, you know, everything's just, this is how it goes, like,
easy,
it just happened,
easy, one of those
Not
guys.
to say I didn't work hard, like, I went into that sevens next year, and I worked super hard, I was super fit, but I think, I think I just, like, if I had my time back, it all just happened really fast,
Yeah.
Like, I just wish I probably took it more serious, and
What part?
But you're only,
nutrition.
I don't know.
You were only,
You only just 1 year out of school. Everyone would say that.
Yeah, I know. So like, it was more so like I went down there, and from there, I don't think I'm a big-headed person, but I went to sevens and just thought I had to be this big, like, game-breaking X-Factor player.
Why?
Because I was signed to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, like, I was never that in school.
Yeah.
It just all happened. And then, so, like, looking back, I wish I just went down there, like focusing on being like a hardworking kind of flanker, because that's what I was. I wasn't this like game-breaking winger or something.
Well, that's actually good advice for those, because Nico's still carving his path right now.
Yeah.
But for those young athletes, boys and girls, who are at 17, 18, and we see that right now, who are breaking, into international contracts or professional contracts, about just sort of enjoying that part.
But also staying. I don't want to say staying in your lane, but doing what you do well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because you might go, listen, I was a flanker.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden I'm going to try a chip and chase. And do these ones, and it's like, we signed you because you do this really well. So focus, get that right, and then all the other stuff you can do later. So do what you do good.
Yeah, definitely. Or looking like who's before you, because the people that get signed out of school is like Akira, Rico, like all these, really sicky guys. Like, of course.
Ioannis you're talking about?
Yeah, the Ioannis and that. And I was like, man, I need to be like them. But I was like, in terms of sevens, I probably played maybe 2 sevens tournaments when I was a kid, and I was never score any tries. I don't think I ever scored a try. So I was just trying to do that. But if I was, I probably could have just done me better. And then,
Is that what you say to these young guys who are, like in the first 15 or who feel like that they're thinking way ahead?
Yeah.
What would you say to those guys who are, because the game's changing, the talent's getting younger and younger, whatever. What would you say to those guys now?
Yeah, like kind of that similar thing. Just, just be yourself. Of course, you have to work hard, and I have no doubt that I work hard down there.
Yeah.
I was super fit.
Yeah.
And all those things. So I don't have any regrets about that. But just, really do what you do. Like work on that.
Don't get focused on things that are ahead.
Before you try to do all these work-ons on things you need to get better at, like don't forget to keep getting better at what you do well as well.
Advice. Yeah.
And definitely just, if it was really to those young boys too, like really enjoy, just be where you're at that time, enjoy being in high school or whatever it is. And then if you're at your next step, enjoy being there rather than feeling like you have to keep going, keep taking those next steps before you've done it.
We've talked about this, about young athletes, and they got that's really cool advice, because I feel like a lot of young boys and girls need to hear that. But there's pressure on the outside with the family. As you and I have spoken about this, like sometimes the son or the daughter is the meal ticket out for a lot of these families who see the potential in their young athlete, and they go, "No, you need to chase that as hard as you can." Right? But that you didn't get any of that, and I think that's
because it takes a lot of the, like you spoke about, takes a lot of the enjoyment away, or it starts chipping away at it. And then it becomes like, because this life goes quick. Like real quick, Like all of a sudden, like you're talking about first 15.
No.
I'm guessing that's like 6-7 years ago or something like that.
Now,
Just like that.
Yeah,
Gone.
definitely.
You've already done sevens. You've been overseas. You're back here. You're on your journey, and you're still going. Right? You still got a bit of it left, but it goes real quick. And for a lot of athletes, you forget about that. Because it's like you're always thinking about improving, but you don't actually stop and just think, "Oh shucks, it's actually been pretty cool so far," and you've had a pretty cool journey so far.
No doubt.
But if you don't do that, you risk just looking ahead, and you actually forget why you sort of started. And then all this outside stuff comes in. Come on, I got to get another contract. I'm married now. You're going to have like 18 kids soon, right? So, decisions change, right? So you're just thinking, and it takes away your enjoyment. When your enjoyment goes, then it's like you're not putting in 100% here and 100% there, and then that sort of starts affecting other areas of your life.
I always. The one thing I say to my son is, look after you and everything that's happening away from your football. Because if that's okay, then more often than not, if you're doing the work, the football will take care of itself. Nigel said about making decisions. You got a professional contract when you just left school. And I read that you had an opportunity to go to Christchurch, to Canterbury, but you didn't take it.
I was like, I got that before I was going to sevens. They were the first people to offer me, and I couldn't even believe it. Like I said, everything happened really fast. And of course, yeah, heaps of can't doubt they're such an awesome academy,
Crusaders?
and
Yeah.
of course they're awesome Super Rugby franchise.
Yeah.
But it was more so when and I was pretty much gonna go, and then when sevens came about.
Oh, you were going to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
If sevens had never come about, but then sevens was full professional.
Yeah.
That was just academy.
Yeah.
That sevens was fully professional in Tauranga or in the Mount, and then they did that, and then Auckland was also offering kind of you do sevens, and then I could obviously be with Auckland for NPC, or I could have still gone to Canterbury. But I just chose Auckland because it just worked for what I thought. It worked better with sevens because it was closer. They had all these, that was pretty much it.
And sevens didn't work out because of COVID was around that time?
Yeah. In terms of like playing, yes, there was injuries, but like I said, I wasn't like, I'm not a out and out sevens player. I think I could have, taken that time differently. But also, the things I learned down there was, they were massive. Like not only learning from awesome guys down there and professionals, we had a tight knit group. They really took care of me. But that was where I got my first major injury. I was out for most of that first year, and then thankfully I could do that in a professional environment. I had people to rehab me, and I had to learn how to come back from injury there.
What'd you do?
I did my Liz Frank in my foot. So
I got no idea.
Yeah.
Either, bro. It's a Liz Frack.
How do you spell it?
The Frack.
So you were out for how long?
For 6 or 4 months. Yeah.
And how old were you then?
18.
See, an 18-year-old is out for 4 months. How did you deal with that? And the disappointment?
Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, it was disappointing because I thought I could debut in that year, and then obviously that wasn't on the tables. And then the next year of my sevens contract was COVID, so there was no sevens. So it's just rugby. It's all part of the journey.
But that's an athlete journey. So you went because the year before you won championships, right? First 15, all the rest of it, you're flying, you get a contract, you're going even higher, you get another one, boom, injury.
Yeah.
Now you're out. And then you're coming back from injury and then lockdown.
Yeah.
For a couple of years.
It's a great attitude to have.
You got to be resilient.
Yeah, definitely have to be resilient. But there'll be some people, and who, especially at 18, who get stopped not because I don't know for whatever reason in that injury, who would go, what if there was another one that happened on the back of that, or whatever happened, the disappointment. And I know you've had your fair share. That would put a lot of people back, and there'll be the why me? Why is this happening to me?
Heaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess for me, even that wasn't, I've had other setbacks and other injuries, or a lot of times in my rugby career, I feel like I'm just about to break through, or I have a good preseason and feel like I'll play a lot of games, and I've had injuries or not been selected. And of course it's tough, but if I look back now to where I am, I've finished school and I've had, I'm not saying I said I never dreamed of it, but really I lived the dream of playing professional rugby up to this point. Yeah. Live comfortably through rugby, getting paid to play rugby for all these years.
Yeah.
It's it's a blessing. I've been so blessed to be in that. And of course, you have your ups and downs, but I'd be silly to act like I've lived a tough life, let alone, I think you mentioned it too, my parents don't ask too much of me. They, I lived a very privileged life. I have no doubt about that. I lived a lot better life than my parents growing up. So, it would be silly of me to act like I've lived this tough life. Of course, I have no, but of course I would have loved to see more highs in my rugby career up to this point. And I haven't really achieved, I've done some things, but there's so much more I want to achieve in my rugby career, no doubt. And, I'll keep working hard to get to those places. But I think I'd be silly to
You're not done
down.
yet.
Yeah.
Bro, you're still
But
there.
that's a good thing, and that's a really good thing to learn early in your career, because we talk, and some of the stuff I've done with some of the league boys over the years, and one of the things we talk about is gratitude, right? And it's about being thankful for the things that you have, not the things, not thinking of the things that you don't have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know, you win your first 15, boom. You get your sevens contract, boom. You got another one, Crusaders. You got options in Auckland. Yep, sweet. Life's going good, boom. 18, out for sort of 4, 5, 6 months, right, with an injury straight away. Did you have to refocus during that time, or on something different outside of rugby to try and get your mental? I'm just trying to think of the mental sort of, because it's like, oh, flip, you know, whether you go do another, you know, so do something different.
Yeah, for me, I think I got like my first kind of introduction to study around that time, but I always was meaning to study, because I was ingrained that, like, my parents, I knew it was important, and for myself, I know it's important, but during that time, I didn't really take it seriously. I think my first papers I did, I failed, like I didn't take it seriously enough, but thankfully, maybe 2 years later, I got injured again in a preseason, and then that's when I went back and started my study again, and that's been a real big thing for me outside of footy, and because of rugby, that has paid for my university fees, all these kind of things. So, and I'm hoping to graduate. Or I'm on track to graduate at the end of this year. So,
but I think that's awesome, bro, because it also puts or it adds to perspective, of the environment. And I remember, like, because I studied as well when I had to play, and it took me a little while to get into it. But once I got into it, and I remember we had a game. I was at the Dogs.
You studied
Did I tell you what I studied?
You studied the TV?
I was actually studying architecture.
Nice.
I was going to be an architect, right?
Yeah.
Well, honest.
Yeah, I believe it.
This guy, he went to La Salle. But, so I was doing, and I remember we had a game Friday night, and I was playing the Dogs, and we lost. We got hammered. And I'm like, Anyway, on Monday, so we get hammered all week in the press and all that. Monday, I'll train during the day. I go to class. I used to do class at night. Yeah. And I go to class at night, and I'm sitting next to one of the boys, and I'm going, Tulu, you smell that? And he goes, yeah. And I went, bro, what is that? And he goes, it's me. And I'm like, what do you mean it's you? And he goes, Tulu, I've been digging holes. So he's been digging holes, and he hit a sewer, and bro, dude had gear all over him all day. Crap all over him all day. So anyway, the smell was still there at night, and I'm thinking, shucks, I had a bad day on Friday, and people giving it to me on the weekend. This guy's walking around smelling like gear all day. But for me, it actually put in perspective, like, shucks, there's actually people out there that do it a lot harder.
Absolutely,
we're actually quite blessed to be doing this. So I wasn't there. We got another game next week. We'll be right. But it's perspective, right?
I love hearing those stories, because you talked about, for anyone who's going through their sporting career or whatever, when you get setbacks, the first thing some people will say is, why me? But I love the angle the perspective you took. You said, okay, I'm out with an injury. I can choose to go, okay, I can't do anything here. But you chose to go, here's an opportunity to go study. Yeah. Because here's a window now to go study. And I think a lot of people need to be...
Yeah. Or go do something different, go play music, go learn instruments. It's just something away from this.
I think the word is an opportunity. Yeah. I may not be able to do this, but here's an opportunity to do something else. Yeah. And also the plan B about studying. I think you've highlighted how important it is, and mum and dad ingrained it to you. But even you know how important it is to have an education outside of football, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Like there's, of course, there's life after footy. Yep. And then I think it's good to have like a education or like a kind of qualification in uni, because I don't know, maybe I'm just being like looking into it too much, but like, because I like hands-on stuff too. Like I'll do some work with my uncle. We work with cars and whatnot.
Oh, really?
So we
do like lifts and tires and stuff. Nucleus imports is pretty some cool stuff. Wheels and tires.
This guy's
for you. Anyways, like even if I want to do stuff like that, or I want to be a builder when I finish my career, like that could be life after footy, but that probably only lasts so long too. So there could be even a life after that. That's when you do your books and or you have that stuff too.
Nice, bro.
Options,
Nice.
Yeah. Just
give
gives you
yourself
options.
options.
And even like I'm doing business, but doesn't necessarily mean I have to do business. There's just a lot of jobs that require qualification.
Yeah.
Any qualification.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I think it's more, just giving yourself as many options as you can for when you finish.
But a lot of that stuff also helps with your, and we did some studies a few years ago in the league where the guys that are doing something off the field, it actually helped them on the field.
Absolutely.
Because, you understand time management, you understand discipline a bit more, you're a bit more resilient, you're a bit more positive and you have more gratitude to the environment. We've got a hard training session today, we're running up sand hills, we're doing this, we're doing that. Stuff this, stuff that. You don't have that. Because it's like, bro, what else could you be doing?
There's more to it.
So it's like, bro, I'm happy. Well, that's only an hour, 2 hours a day and I'm good.
Yeah.
So it sort of changes your mindset, so that when you're actually in your athlete environment, you appreciate it more. And the Storm, so you know what they do at the Storm for the new guys that come in
make
Melbourne,
them go work.
make them go work for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just so that they understand this is what the real world looks like. You've got a awesome opportunity and a platform to spring your life off. But if you don't want it, that's cool. Someone else will take it.
Exactly.
But if you don't, then this could be your life for the next 40, 50 years. Your choice.
That's why they run such a polished organisation.
That's right.
I talked about, there's an opportunity to go to Christchurch. You mentioned before we actually came on about another mate of yours, because at that time, people got options. We talked about options about where you want to go. You can stay in where you are. For you live in Auckland, or you could choose to go elsewhere to further your career. You had an opportunity to go to Christchurch. You didn't take it, but you had a mate or somebody who had an opportunity to play rugby in Christchurch. Can you tell us what happened to him?
Yeah, he went down there, and then like within it was either a day or a week he came back home, because it was he didn't he wanted to be with his family and be at home.
Homesick.
And even me
So you got a contract to go out of town. Or to leave.
That resonates with me. Like it's tough. Everyone comes in a different situation, and especially for Islanders, how like close home is, And even me, when I went down to the mountain, it was hard for me. Like I miss home. I traveled back a lot, even to see, my wife now, to see my girlfriend, all these things that, it's just a different kind of dynamic being brought up how we are. Even me, like I still live at home too, so it's just all part of it. And you need to, kind of, I guess I've grown out of that sense of course I'm at home now, but I know at the moment I'm married now. I want to play I was going just with the flow, like I mentioned, like I was kind of happy-go-lucky, but now I know, no doubt, even if I didn't dream of I love playing rugby. It's an absolute like blessing to do it, but I want to do this for my job for a lot more years to come. I want to use rugby to provide for my family. I want to use rugby to give back to my parents, and I have no doubt that's the case. And if I do have to go elsewhere, or I'm
You're
prepared. Yeah.
Like I mentioned that I asked you about your friend who only went down to Christchurch, couldn't even stay a week or a day. He had to come back home, and you said, as Islanders, family is very important to us, and we've seen people and players take off to go to other places, but then turn around because they get homesick. It didn't happen for you when you went to the States, though, because you went to the States to try and play rugby. You enjoyed your time there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because other players do it to get away from their family.
Yeah, that's true. It's true, but it's funny that the thing about the States, what made me love it so much is we were all the way in, Washington, D.C., as far as you can be from New Zealand, but we had like this group of island boys there.
Nice.
And Fijians, and they had all different, come from all different places. We had like, Wuli Talata, Mu, he's from Auckland with Danny, Tutala, they're just Auckland boys. And then we had...
Was Junior there as well?
Yeah, Junior Sal, he's Australia by way of England.
Yeah.
And then we have this guy called Langi Langi, he's this, Tongan, kind of gangster dude from California. But we had, plus these Fijian boys, we had like this cool, really like family dynamic. We would go to the park, you know, have all these times with their families were there too, and it felt like home. I was all the way over there, you know. So,
that's cool.
It's just and I would never known that until I went. You know, you just had to leave, and there's lots of things that can remind you of home, or you can find comfort in, and even knowing that you're providing, or you know, you're living your dream, or you know, doing something cool. Not until you go, or of course there's tough days, but there's a lot of reward from it too.
And you could have, so that crew that you had there in DC, that could be the difference between someone lasting 1 week or someone lasting 10 years.
Yeah.
So for all, like if you're thinking of, you know, teams and clubs out there that don't have big Pacific communities, if you create one in your environment and you get players from all over the place, wherever you are in the world, that could be the difference for clubs to understand and coaches and all that sort of stuff.
It's my son played for Lincoln University in Christchurch. He struggled in those their first couple of years there. He moved to another club, and predominantly Pacific players there. Linwood, Bulls, baby. And it's because of that. It's because it's, you know, he had guys in his team who looked like him, talked like him, and he felt that sense of belonging that you had when you went to the States. And I think if you're bang on, if you don't have that though, things fall apart.
You're isolated.
Things fall apart really quickly.
Because we don't, like, you know, and us as a people, or Pacific people in general, we don't do things alone.
Yeah.
Because the community, like the houses in the island, don't have walls.
It's the village.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's the village, you know what I mean? So,
little village over there.
but that's it.
Yeah.
It's so when we go into environments on our own, first thing we look for, and I remember when I finished playing and I worked behind the scenes at the NRL, I walked in the office, first thing I looked for was another brown person. And there was none in there.
Yeah.
And there's probably about 80 people in the office, and I'm looking around. You know, but it's like, because that's a trait that we have. It's like, okay, well, how am I going to feel comfortable in this environment? Or if there's no one there, how can I pull more people in? Which we end up doing, right? But it's just ingrained in us.
It's a sense of belonging. Yeah. Your faith, and we all know that. A lot of people know that faith is it's a massive foundation for your dad and for your mum. How does that impact you, and what's your journey there?
Yeah, it's like I've it's definitely it's like God first, of course, and you know, I think it can be, for some people they can struggle, like they say you can't live off your parents' faith, and that's like the same for me. But you know, I have no doubt that I have a pretty strong faith, and it comes a lot from them. You know, I was brought up in the church. I was brought up, you know, in a Christian household, but the reason it is because, like, I think, you know, obviously my dad's achieved a lot, but you know, the house was great. Like, it was happy. There was no fighting. I was always brought up in a happy household, and like, I have no doubt, and they will say the same thing, is because, you know, God was at the center of our house. So I would be silly to not want that for myself, you know what I mean? And I know where that comes from. So, of course, I had to find it myself, and I have my own relationship with God. But of course, I'm grateful to my parents for kind of setting that foundation. And now, you know, grateful to meet my wife. She's, you know, she's got a strong faith, and we want to do the same. Going forward, you know, have that happiness, a happy home, joy, and all those things that, you know, come from God. Yeah.
In the manu environment, that would be pretty big too. In the manu environment for you guys.
Yeah, no, of course. Like, that's what makes another like element of playing for Samoa so special, because when you play for Samoa, you're playing for God as well. Like, everything, God is first in our country, and there's no difference in our team, and there's a lot of power in that. So, and we're not scared to show it, and we're not scared to, you know, honor God in what we do. So for me, of course, it's one thing saying it all, but, you know, if we can really kind of hone in that, or you know, use that as our motivation, then of course we can do a lot of good things and great things through it.
Amen, Nico. Amen, bro. Where else are we going to go with this now?
Who's your? Did you? I'm just thinking of because now you're an international, right? Open up a whole heap of different opportunities, but you've actually got a chance to sort of shine on the world stage.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
right? School's done, local's done,
Yeah.
internationals now is the next round for you. Who do you reckon is probably maybe the top 2 or 3 maybe Pacific athletes ever that you think has broken through in that sort of international space that's carried our sort of Pacific people? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like we've had a whole heap and there's a whole heap coming through. And if, we sort of make it not awkward, let's take your dad out of the equation.
Yeah, yeah.
But
How
like,
far back
do you
would-
think like, well,
Yeah.
like, because if you're born in, let's say, you're mate in the States, right?
Yeah,
You come
yeah.
over from Cali, and over there, American football is big,
Yeah.
but we got a lot of Pacific guys that are shining.
Yeah.
And
Who do you-
carrying through? So who would be your top 2 or 3 Pacific
yeah.
athletes?
I think I'll start with, because I probably didn't mention, like, when I was in school, I didn't want to be a rugby player because I like NFL and like NBA.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, all I want to do was move to America and play college football. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And like I think I had in my head that I would get there through rugby and then hopefully play. Like not saying I'd ever be good.
Yeah.
I'd probably just be on the special teams, like happy to like you know
yeah.
go and tackle. But
You
anyways,
could do, bro. You still could. Some of the league boys there.
But my Pittsburgh Steelers, my favorite player was Troy Polamalu.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, man. Yeah.
So you come straight out.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's no like he's obviously one of the best players ever in NFL or best safety ever. You know, you could say, but he is like a true like role model or personification of a Pacific Islander Samoan. Like everyone knows he's like the hardest hit out there, which everyone knows, but he's a man of God, man of his family too. You know, and he showed that. You know, people all over the world, especially America, will see him as a like representation of the islands, and everyone knows that island people are hard hitters, but they're the nicest people off the field, and they love God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's definitely a
One up there.
Yeah, he's up
Oh, that's
there.
nice,
the
bro.
man.
yeah,
He's the man,
bro.
and that's cool because he's something different. And then get something close to him, like you couldn't go past Ari, especially being around the Moana environment and seeing it firsthand. Especially being a young, Samoan flanker. He's, he wears his faith on his sleeve. He's not afraid to show that he's, he's a Christian. And in terms of a rugby player, he's amazing. Like he led us by his actions, even being just in the squad this year and seeing it in training. Anytime I could do extras, I just want to do it with him. And like I wouldn't even really ask him too much. I just try to watch him and try to really copy it. So I'm still trying to, of course he's, his own beast, but if I can take little pieces from him and his mindset and how he handles himself all around, like it's not just, like I mentioned, it's his all around.
Bro, you picked a couple of really cool
Yeah.
role models there. Take us into that Moana squad for just a little bit. And give us an insight into what it's like around players like Ari, or some of the things that you've noticed. You thought, oh, he plays like that off the field, but he is not like that off the field. You know what I mean? Is there anything that you can share with us about some of the goings on in the team?
Man, nah. In terms of Moana, man, it's awesome. Like just having all the island boys.
You got a lot of clowns in the team?
Yeah, there's a lot of clowns there. There's a lot of
the whole team.
Yeah.
Has Ari, you say that Ari's, he wears his faith on his heart and on his sleeve. He talks very well. He's encouraging. He's very articulate. But has he gone in the sheds after halftime and he goes, what the hell is everyone doing here? What's wrong with you? How come you say in the group chat, run it straight, and then all of a sudden out there you're just running sideways? Is he anyway?
He holds it together. The thing about him, which I find it cool, especially in training, is like, Ari does his like screams like it's like that's when us boys know like it's real. When he's doing that in training, or if someone's got on him angry, that's when he'll bring that out in training. And he's not too much of you don't see his Christian side, but it's not swearing. It's not talking. It's just a different beast. But the funniest thing with those Moana boys, I think, is that the number one fuel for these boys, like the one thing you'll see most in the changing room is like blue V. Just V's. We had to have a talk about that, like look into the science of those energy drinks.
Who's bringing the V's in?
Oh, that's the thing. Someone actually was bringing, like one of the boys had a cousin who works for some type of thing.
And he brought all the V's in.
That's what I'm saying. Boys, oh my, it's all in the car. Come on.
You might, this has been a really, really cool chat. We could talk for ages, but for you, bro, for you, Niko, you're not done yet, man. You're studying at the moment, you're playing football, you're married, things are going well in your life at the moment. But where do you want to be, bro, in a couple of years' time? What does it look like for you?
I think definitely my mindset is shifted now to, like we're talking all about me playing for Samoa, but I've only played one game.
Yeah.
And it was a great first, I was such a privilege to play, but even like how I said, I always want the manu to win. Like I really want to have a stamp on that. And like now that I'm in it, and then you really start to dream and aspire of what the manu can be or what it can mean for how people when the manu succeed, it's like such an awesome, the potential of what we, of course, Manu Samoa has a lot of, power, and we could really inspire our people. So just having a role in that, we got a World Cup coming up in 2 years that I would love to be a part of, and I want us to do well in it too. And, you start to think of, we got such awesome players now and good players that can put their hands up too. So even looking at, obviously I think the standard for Pacific Island rugby, of course, Moana's getting better, but like this, look at Toa Samoa, what Mate Matonga did in the league, like that kind of wave of inspiration and like joy in our people, that's what I hopefully want to do, one day, whether it's definitely now with the manu, I want to play, multiple, like heaps of as much chess as I can on the world stage, represent our people, and for me being involved with Moana for this next year, I've been in and around it, and I've seen what was able to be done this year with, like I mentioned, with Ari, and you kind of get a glimpse of that kind of MMT joy, that Toa Samoa, those parade kind of joys.
Yeah.
With Moana, which is so cool.
Yeah.
But I haven't had put my kind of fingerprint on that yet. Like, I'm there, and I've played some games. I've helped the boys at training, whatever it is. But I want to, be involved in inspiring our people. With Manu, yes, and with Moana, and then whatever comes after that. That's the I guess blessing of rugby, that there's such good places to go, and you can go all over the world through it. So definitely that's on the tables. Right. But for now, Moana and Manu.
Where were you standing in the Sivakau?
I was at the back.
Well, at the back. Come on, man.
Yeah, all the
inspiring. You're standing at the back.
Exactly. All the new boys are at the back.
Are they forced you to be at the back?
At the back?
Yeah.
All the new guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's a way they do it, and of course you respect it. So or it just goes by test caps, and you move
work
more and
your
more
way up.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yeah.
So that's like another added thing. That's
Did you want to,
when you start to dream of it or think about what could come, you think about moving up and of course winning, slaying some of the world rugby giants and all those things. That's what you want. That's what I want to do. Of course.
What? I mean, like Tana, we spoke to Tana about the All Blacks one, right? When he sort of led it, and he was the first, Pacific captain of the ABs, and it's just challenging and taking our people up. Just keep leveling up.
Yeah, no doubt.
Wherever you go, man, you're going to leave an imprint wherever, even if it's not even on the field, Niko. That's honestly, bro. Just keep doing what you're doing, bro. I thank you so much for your time. Before we cut you loose, just tell us, it's just the three of us here. Tell us a couple of things that people don't know about your dad. Does he actually really talk for like half an hour before you guys?
No, but it's the principle. So
It's the principle. It's the principle.
I think everyone knows about my dad.
Yeah.
Short and sweet is never short and sweet.
Yeah, hard, eh?
Bro.
Man, he's got 30-minute answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he do that at home with everything too?
Yeah, yeah. And then
Yeah.
one thing my boys will always mock me about is how he coaches my little brother and Silas up their group. The one funny thing is when I was in the team and he was ever angry at me and the boys could tell if I was talking back too much, he'd make me tie his shoes in front of my boys. Yeah, his shoes were out and he said, son, come tie my shoes. And one time he was tying my shoe and just pulled my head.
Oh, I gotta try that one. I gotta try that one.
So that's, my dad is good, but that was the one thing my boys were always
Did you, bro?
say, you remember that time when your dad told you to tie his shoes and then he pulled your head?
That's a good thing.
Nico, again, also, thank you so much.
Nah,